I kind of understood like why she was doing certain things. She really wanted me to be the best I could be. She was like really, really strict though, to points where you didn't want to be around her because it felt like she was always getting down on you, like always picking on you. Everything you did, like it was something wrong. I used to really like starve myself. I would drop like 10 pounds in a weekend or something like that. She used to be like, you're not where you need to be. And I'm like, how? Like, I would literally not eat anything, not drink anything, maybe have just something so I can run, go in the sauna, run, go in the sauna, just a little bit of energy. I went to the gym all the time. Like, I bust my behind in the gym. I knew that was bad for my body because even though in my head, like, I could tell myself, like, I'm not fat, but I would look at me like, well, I could lose this a little bit. I could lose some of that, you know? And I remember seeing like the guys eating like pizza and French fries and hamburgers. I'm like, and I'm sitting here eating slop. Like, that's what I thought it was. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I just had to deal with it just so I could lose weight, just so I can be like everybody else, you know? And one day, she noticed me looking at the guys eat all their like good food while I'm sitting here eating my slop, and like they had these sugar cookies and stuff, you know, and she's like, do you want one? And I was like, yes. Like, I really thought like she was asking a real question. She's like, oh, you do? You really want one? I'm like, yes. And she's like, all right, grab your stuff, let's go, we're gonna go outside. And so I was like really excited, you know, and she said, oh, grab the sunscreen. I'm like really confused about what's going on. So then I grabbed the sunscreen and she pours it in my hand and she said, okay, here you go. Now put it on your face. And so I don't even need sunscreen. I'm like, I don't understand what you're doing. And so she makes me put it all on my body, and then we go outside. It's like this big sand pit, like a big sandbox pretty much. And so she's like, get in there. I don't want you to roll around in it. Just keep rolling until I tell you to stop. So I was like rolling around. It's like, okay, like this is so weird. Like, I can't believe this. And I was getting aggravated because I didn't want to have sand on me for the rest of the day without taking a shower. Like, it's gonna be itchy and like miserable. So I get up and she's like, do you know how I did that? And I was like, no. She said, because you had no discipline. You couldn't say no to a sugar cookie. But instead, you jumped on it when I said, did you want a sugar cookie? Did you want that stuff? And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. But, oh my gosh. Like, you really couldn't just tell me this story without making me have to do all of that? Like, you could have even said no. You could have yelled at me and said, no, that's the wrong answer. After that time, it helped me to just relax and just, like, laugh at those things. Like, it didn't make me angry anymore. Like, I was like, no matter what I do, if I would have said no, I didn't want it, she would have said, oh, you're going to deny something that I'm trying to give you? I'm giving you something for free and you're going to say no? She would have flipped it on me regardless. That's what I think in my head. Like, no matter what I said, the answer would have been wrong. In the end, even though, like, she was very strict, she did her job. That was her role. She's supposed to be the strict one. As a sergeant in the Marine Corps, like, she's the backbone of the Marine Corps. So she has to make sure everybody is in line. And if she teaches us all that, we're going to be in her shoes one day. And that's the same role we have to play, even though we might not like it. She was a Lance Corporal just like me at one time. And eventually, you know, she got to where she was at because somebody, you know, disciplined her right, I guess. I tried to make this camouflage cookie. As you can tell, it didn't come out too great, but it's okay. It probably still tastes good.